The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Mark. A leper came to Jesus and kneeling down begged him and said, "If you wish, you can make me clean." Moved with pity, he stretched out his hand, touched him, and said to him, "I do will it. Be made clean." The leprosy left him immediately, and he was made clean. Then, warning him sternly, he dismissed him at once. He said to him, "See that you tell no one anything, but go, show yourself to the priest, and offer for your cleansing what Moses prescribed. That will be proof for them." The man went away and began to publicize the whole matter. He spread the report abroad so that it was impossible for Jesus to enter a town openly. He remained outside in deserted places, and people kept coming to him from everywhere. The Gospel of the Lord. There is a secret hidden in our gospel reading from the first chapter of the account according to Mark. And it is one of many secrets that we find, not only in the first, but also the fourth and the fifth and the eighth chapters, if not other places as well. It is a secret that is related to the concealment of Jesus' true mission and the kind of Messiah that he was going to be. And this pattern of concealment was first identified in 1901 by William Reed. And he referred to it as the Messianic secret. The Messianic secret. The tendency of Jesus in Mark's gospel to conceal his true nature. The example we just heard. After the healing of the leper, Jesus says, "See that you tell no one anything." Jesus was concealing the true nature of his mission and his ministry. Why is this important for us today? First of all, it helps us to understand what was going on in the transmission of these gospel stories from the first to the second generation of disciples before these stories got written down. These early disciples had their own agenda items. And one of them was that they didn't think it was going to be easy for people to understand the kind of Messiah Jesus was going to be, because the Jewish people were waiting for a Messiah who would be a mighty military ruler. And yet, Jesus was going to be a suffering servant who was going to pour out his life for us. And it was thought in the early days that this was just too much to bear, too much to bear. And so we have the Messianic secret. Why does this matter to us today? Well, it helps us understand that we are not very much different from those very first disciples. Think of the first person who believed in Jesus Christ, but who never physically witnessed Jesus Christ. The first person to believe in Jesus, not because of what he or she saw or heard or experienced, but on the testimony of others. And we are exactly like those people, because we have come to believe not because of what we have directly perceived, but rather on the testimony of others. And that is vitally important because it reminds us that when we hear the word proclaimed, we are not just listening to stories, we are not just receiving doctrine or teachings, as important as the teachings of Jesus are, obviously, the Sermon on the Mount and so forth, but we are being entrusted with the good news so that we, just like those early disciples, those very first disciples, so that we in turn can pass it along from generation to generation to generation. The message that Jesus lived a life of suffering and sacrifice reminds us and all Christians that will come after us that true love will always entail suffering and sacrifice. And that is a legacy that we gift future generations, not only by our words, but also by our actions and by the values to which we give witness in the way in which we live our lives. In our parish school of religion, we have a program called Presidium, in which we try to instruct the young people of our parish in how to keep themselves safe in any and all circumstances. And one of the things we teach them is the difference between good secrets and bad secrets, because there's such a thing as a bad secret when somebody tells you to stay quiet about something that's very bad. And yet, there can also be good secrets. For instance, secret about a surprise birthday party or something like that. And so we know that there are good secrets, but as far as our faith is concerned, we should never keep our faith a secret, because it's up to us to pass that faith along to those who will come after us. I believe in God, Father Almighty, Creator of heaven and earth, and in Jesus Christ, His Son, our Lord, who was conceived by the Holy Spirit, born of the Virgin Mary, suffered under Pontius Pilate, was crucified, died, and was buried. He descended to hell. On the third day he rose again from the dead. He ascended to heaven, and is seated at the right hand of God, Father Almighty. From there he will come to judge the living and the dead. I believe in the Holy Spirit, the Lord and giver of life, who proceeds from the saints, who forgives of sins, who resurrects the body, and life everlasting. Let us present our prayers to the Lord.